Russian President Vladimir Putin in late February has ordered an invasion of Ukraine. The invasion was marked by shelling and rocket attacks on several Ukrainian major cities, including the capital Kyiv, leading to dozens of deaths and widespread panic. As a result, many countries, including Nigeria, India and others, had announced the evacuation of their nationals from Ukraine to neighbouring countries. News Central's Niyi Omoniyi gives an update on stranded Nigerians at the border amidst an evacuation plan.
It's been days since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, as Russian forces continue shelling in almost all directions.
We're so stranded. We've not eaten.
With a long history dating back to decades of Nigerians and other Africans studying in Ukraine, particularly medicine, the majority of Nigerian citizens in the country today are university-enrolled students.
We've been begging, pushing, dragging, like...
Samuel George, a first-year software engineering Nigerian student, fled Kyiv after the shelling and sirens got too much for him to handle.
There was no safe place to stay because everywhere was actually terrible. It could actually eat up, something could actually eat up in a twinkle of an eye close to where you're standing. So you're not certain, you don't know. The students here are left on their own. The students here are left stranded on their own. Everybody, let me tell you, for instance, there are 12 years old students here, there are 13 years old students. I got to know on Friday while I was trying to leave. So imagine all of these people trying to survive for themselves, trying to think of way out.
Ukraine borders 7 countries: Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Moldova, Russia and Belarus, many of which, according to updates by the Nigerian government, are currently in use to accelerate the evacuation of stranded citizens.
Once you leave the Ukrainian part of the border, that's where usually you might be there for even 24 hours. But once you cross that Ukrainian border, you get to the Polish part, yeah? But I think it's important to say that from what we know, they are attending first to women and children and all of that. So that might delay the time of staying at the border. But immediately they clear you at that Ukrainian border, they will attend to you. Once they stamp you, they'll put a stamp on your passport with an arrow and the date. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So there's a bus waiting to take you to the shelter. There is almost everything you need here. There is food, there is water, drinks, you know.
The conflict has so far killed more than 200 civilians, with over 100,000 displaced. Close to 12,000 students, other Nigerians amongst other nationals, are still stranded in Ukraine, with fears that the escalating tensions between Russia and Ukraine may result to the worst war since the beginning of the century. Students and other Nigerians stranded in Ukraine are living in fear. Parents are worried as the Nigerian government remains their only hope of survival. Niyi Omoniyi, News Central.